So I'm here with Dr. Amra Langdon, who is a pioneer in the field of bilingual speech language pathology. And I want to start by asking you to share with us a little bit of your history. So you come from a very multicultural background. Would you share how you learned so many languages?
Yes, I think I was very fortunate. It's the environment that is conducive to your learning the languages that you speak. The circumstances were not as jolly, but the outcome has been very good. My parents are and grandparents are survivors of the Holocaust in Poland. And after the war, they did not want to remain in Poland, where my family is from. So they were seeking asylum in other countries, and one of them was the US. But visas were limited in those days. So the only country that could receive them was Mexico. And so I was a baby when my parents moved, and I grew up in Mexico City with parents and grandparents speaking Polish at home. My brother and I were one of few kids of immigrants from Poland who spoke Polish to their families. But it was important for my parents, even though they had suffered in Poland, for us to know where they came from. So we spoke Polish at home, and then of course I learned Spanish with friends. And then my parents sent us to an immersion program, a French lycée in Mexico. And so I learned French. I didn't know a word of it when I started first grade. So, and English came along, in grade school, but I didn't have very much experience in practicing it until I visited and came to the US for grad school.
Wow. So English is your fourth language.
Yes, and it like use this phrase often. It's a drop, half a drop in the sea, when you consider that there are 7,000 different languages, a little bit more, identified on this planet. So four languages is almost nothing.
Well, I think it's pretty impressive.
Well, thank you very much.
You literally wrote the book on interpreting, on speech language pathologists working with interpreters to provide intervention and assessment. And then you and Terry Sines revised that book in 2015. So what inspired you to write the book?
The fact that there was almost nothing on the topic in our field. I mean, by that I mean not sign language, because that's part of what we do as individuals who have other needs, and we try to implement other ways of being able to communicate with them. But what about language? And there was almost nothing really written on it. And I've been working with the topic thanks to some friends I made in Northern California, but they were sort of pioneers in thinking about ideas. And so the three, four of us put together, there was almost nothing written about that. And over the years, we gave a lot of presentations throughout the United States. It was still not catching on until ASHA constructed their portal, which is very good, and I was lucky to contribute